welcome back to Jamie's Barroom BS, where the bar is always loaded and I'm always loaded. Well, half the time. Okay, this is more hypocrisy from the left. Yeah, mostly from the media. Like CNN, talking about, oh my God, the coronavirus came from Wuhan. No shit. Said that 10 months ago. But now all of a sudden it's a big factor, and, you know, it's just, it seems kind of audacious to me that they would say, even bring that up now. You know, it's just like they're running out of talking points. You know, and they had this guy on Newsmax yesterday. His name was Mancow Muller. He's a talk show host. And he thinks that most of CNN, MSNBC, and all those left-wing jerk-offs, he thinks they're all controlled by China. And, you know, if they are, then somebody needs to hold their feet to the fire. They really do. They need to quit giving Joe Biden all the softball questions to make him look like he's better than he is, because Joe Biden is, number one, not president-elect until December 14th. Okay? Number two, he is a racist. And number three, governors don't make laws. And we're going to get to that one specifically in a couple of minutes. But, you know, they're throwing all these, you know, nice little lobs out to Joe Biden, but then they just start beating Donald Trump up. You know, it's stupid, it's counterproductive, and it's not showing the American people anything that they have to know. You know, it's just like, Joe Biden, are you 75,000 years old? Well, yes, I am. Do you see what I'm saying? And Donald Trump, what are you going to do about, you know, Iran? Well, I think, you know, and we have to wait for, you know, Joe Biden to actually come to his senses to make an actual statement. So I think it's kind of redundant. Project Veritas, these guys, James O'Keefe, called out CNN's Jeff Zucker the other day. And then he put all his stuff right up on TV like he told him he would. It's kind of, the hypocrisy of CNN is astounding. You know, the way they do and say things to manipulate it, to pound their own agenda down the American throats, to get people to believe it, is right back to my first video where Hitler took over the country by using nothing but the media. All they had back then was the newspapers and the radio, but they, you know, they propaganda and all this kind of crap, and they just keep throwing it down your throats. So people that watch CNN, you guys are naive. All right, it's critical that you watch something else and get a better perspective on things. You know, like CNN going on saying there's no fraud, there's no irregularities in the voting system, and it got backed up today by Bill Barr. He said, well, we haven't found any. But the rest of that interview, he said, just because we haven't found any is a fact that we haven't really been looking. So essentially he hasn't started an investigation yet. And I think the reason is because it goes between state and federal. Everything that's in the federal side, he'd have to look up. But if it's on the state side, he has no control over it. It's not him. So I don't know if he's a turncoat or if he's just being coy or what it is he's doing. We're just going to have to wait to find out, because, you know, how these people in politics are. They're kind of potato heads. Certifications on states for Joe Biden and Donald Trump, they are not written in stone. Okay? Certifications are a public formality when all the states have certified, then all the states get together. And if all the states haven't gotten together, that means the certifications of the states that are still under dispute cannot be certified at this particular time. So Donald Trump still has a path to win, but his main concern right now is to make sure that all the votes were fair. get all the illegal votes thrown out, count just the legal ones, and then go from there. So, I mean, yeah, I lean to the right, but fair is fair. If Sleepy Joe wins, well then, God help us, but then he won. You know, and if he won fair and square, there's no way to argue that point. But as it stands, with all of these people saying there's no illegal voter fraud and this kind of thing, I just saw Chuck Schumer on TV saying, well, Bill Barr said there's none, so what are they doing? He should concede. Chuck Schumer needs to shut his face. Chuck Schumer is a potato head. He got absolutely nothing to say that's intellectual that people will understand. He cries like a girl when they can't get what they want. And somebody just needs to slap him or put him over their knee or something like a 6-year-old girl. I don't know. You know, just slap the shit out of him. Freaking jerk. The Postal Service. Today, well, not today, it was, you know, from Election Day until, like, all this started with the irregularities, was caught on video throwing ballots and mail and stuff down into gullies and gulches and off the side of old country roads and into woods. Who the hell are these people? How come nobody has reprimanded anybody in the USPS to the point where they could go to jail for throwing all this stuff away? You know? And if that happened in just, say, 3 or 4 towns in Missouri and here and there, how many other towns in many other states has this been going on in? You kind of have to understand that if you got 250,000 votes that have been tossed on the side of the road and replaced with illegal votes, it disenfranchises anybody who has voted. You know, it's like their votes don't matter. And everybody's vote should matter. Except for illegal aliens, dead people, and the people that are sitting there running the same thing 400 times. Those votes shouldn't matter. But the legal, valid votes that everybody has put in, that everybody filled out ballots for and went to the polls for, those votes matter. Illegals, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Your freaking votes don't matter. Go back home, come back over legally, get a residence, and then, boom, your vote matters. But right now, it doesn't matter. Freaking people. What else we got here? That Fareed, I don't know what the hell his name is. He's got that freaking weird name, Fareed Zekaruka, well, I don't know what the hell his name is. He's on CNN. He came to the conclusion that Donald Trump still has a path to a victory, just the same as Joe Biden does. The only difference is Donald Trump's still president. So there's that. I mean, there's a little bit of hope for those out there that are Trump supporters. But the media has been spinning their own narrative about everything for so long that it's become, you talk about it to nauseum, but nobody seems to understand that when the media shoves that crap down your throat day after day after day after day after day, it tends to become part of your psyche of like, they must be telling the truth. And that's how they brainwash people. And courts do not make the laws. Courts are there for 2 specific reasons: settle disputes and uphold the Constitution of the state and the federal constitutions. They have to, that's their job. That's all they do. So when Pennsylvania court changed those laws, it became an issue. And that's what Donald Trump is fighting right now in court. Okay, now in New York City, earlier when I said that we were going to get back to this, Andrew Cuomo decided he was going to start making laws and this and this and this. There's a New York City bar owner. The bar was called Max Public House in Staten Island. The guy's name is Dan Cresty. He had the bar open. People were socially distanced. They were wearing their masks. And Cuomo had the cops come in and shut him down and then stand in front of his bar so that none of his patrons could get back in. That's his bar. He bought with his money. He pays taxes on, and he lives there. He lives above the bar. And he was giving his friends free beer. So they were all there. There was like 20 people in the bar. And the cops busted in like the freaking Gestapo and kicked everybody out, and they were all standing in the street. Now, the kicker is, the bar owner's lawyer was there. And they gave him citations. You know, and like 8 other people got citations up in the area, $5,000 each. How the hell is that even fair? You know, I mean, this guy owns this place. And they wouldn't let anybody back in. You know, who the hell thought that was a great idea? All right, get off of that because that pisses me off. Tim Pool. I don't know if anybody listens to Tim Pool. He's a leftist radio talk host, but he sees things in a more center aisle type of way. Today he said that Trump should use Directive 51. Now, Directive 51 is a binary martial law directive that could give Donald Trump the time he needs to make his case work in court, but he could do it, you know, in a way that shows that if they're not following the law and if they're not doing it correctly,